Good morning, guys. God bless y'all. It's Friday. The weekend is here for me today. Well, it's raining. Well, not heavily raining, but there's some good drizzle coming down. But for those who have been following me in different forums, you guys have seen that on Fridays, usually I am mowing lawns. For the past year, I've been helping my father. Obviously, my father had come down with knee problems, which created him issues to where he could no longer walk his like his knee or foot. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but that sucker was going like this, like a L shape. Like when he walked, it had like a it looked like that literally. So it went like this, and then like down. Because of that, my father could no longer work. So for the past year, he started a landscaping company. Well, it's a hobby of his, and unfortunately, he could not longer tend to the clients. So there was two things that were gonna happen. Obviously, my dad works for his own by himself. Um, and he was going to lose those clients due to not being able to perform right. The man is a warrior. He would literally crawl into his 360 lawnmower um, and go mow lawns. He couldn't walk, but the man was out here just getting stuff done, right? So I had to make a drastic change. I had to make again taking a loss on a Friday, not servicing clients, which on my side on a Friday it could be maybe $500, $600, who knows, right? But I had to make a conscious decision of, you know what, let me just help my dad. So for the past year, I have been helping my father on Fridays, mowing lawns, and I gotta tell you guys, it's actually very therapeutic. It's very fun learning the machinery, learning how to perfect your craft. I was one of those that, man, I would get I would be edging and trimming, and I would just chop the crap out of the grass, right? Obviously, I started learning on my grass because I didn't want to damage, obviously, clients' homes. So I started practicing at my home, cutting the grass, getting the edging right, getting the trimming right, learning how to just balance that thing right. And then I started getting better and better, right? So for the past year, I've been helping my father. Fridays is truly dedicated to landscaping, right? We go mow lawns and do that. So that's kind of what I'm doing today. It is a drizzling day, so we'll see how today turns out, right? But on today's quick drive, I wanted to talk to you guys of a question or a topic that has been asked prior. Um, you know, and that is, as car detailers, Carlos, do you have other businesses, right? And the answer to that is no. I don't have any other business other than car detailing, and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't. I don't want to say I don't support, but nowadays a lot of detailers, they'll start detailing, and in 3 months now they're window tinting, and then in 3 months now they're doing PPF, and in 3 months they're offering another service. If it's not one service, it's another thing, right? That's all great. There's nothing wrong in the hustle game, right? And or being truly an entrepreneur, right? What I find difficult in this is that you never can master one thing, right? When I started, and I gotta be careful when I say right, I got dinged for it on a comment saying that I say right a lot. So I'm practicing making sure I don't say a lot of these. I don't say a lot, and I want to make sure and I practice that I don't say right a lot. So bear with me, guys. But when I started detailing, I wanted to make sure that I was providing exceptional services all across the board. Meaning, coming from a car wash background, right? Coming from a car wash background, I knew how to wash a car. Well, I thought I knew how to wash a car, but the um, the car wash would wash the car for me. All I had to do was just dry the water spots, do the door jams, and let's wave it down, right? Oh my god, I keep saying right. But when I started my car detailing business, it was a learning curve, right? God. It was a learning curve because I had to learn how to properly wash a vehicle, how to professionally wash a vehicle. Coming from a car wash background, I thought car washing was just real quick, let's go. But the matter of the fact is, what we offer is more of a premium service, more detailed oriented car wash experience. And when I started this business, I said I want to learn this properly, each one by one. So I started washing cars, right? And I started washing cars, and I wanted to make sure that I washed a vehicle properly. Now, everybody washes cars differently, especially nowadays. Now, y'all remember there was a time where people would say, "Oh my God, you're using a brush on the car." Ha ha ha, they would laugh at you, right? Now, it's okay to use a brush. We're back to the old days again, where it is okay to use a brush. But I remember back then, it was always dinged that we could not use brushes on a car. That was unprofessional. Well, guess what, guys? It is now okay to use brushes on a vehicle. I remember when I started, this detailing business, I did have a brush because I come from a car wash background, and that's what they were given. That was what was given to us to wash cars. And as getting into the car detailing scene, going in all these Facebook forums, people would be like, "Hey, you're not supposed to use a brush. That is unsafe. That's not right." And so digging, that's where I learned about the 2 bucket method. I learned about wash mitts, using wash mitts. And I started transitioning to wash mitts or microfiber towels because it was dinged on us that if using a brush, that was not right. Okay, so I wanted to master each step, and this is me leading me to I don't offer a lot of services, and I stick to what I know because I want to provide exceptional service all the time. So I wanted to learn to wash a car properly. Once I mastered that and I felt that I knew how to wash a vehicle properly, the next step was, okay, I want to master interior details, right? I want to start offering my clients interior detailing. And that's exactly what I did. I found a way, got it done, learned how to properly detail an interior of a vehicle. And when I started my business, I was strictly only offering basic washes, basic car washes, full service washes, and interior details, because I thought I knew how to do a hand wax. But after diving deeper into how I was doing it, I learned that I was not doing it correctly. Again, the car wash only showed us the car comes out of the tunnel, it goes right to a bay, and you dry it and you wax it. So for years, for about, I think, a year and a half, I was waxing vehicles the car wash way, right? And that just means that I was just washing clients' vehicles and waxing them. Going through these forums, people were like, "That's wrong. You're you're cheating your client because you have to do a paint decontamination. You have to clay the paint and panel prep it, and then you can do a wax. That way it seals properly." And that's things that I didn't know, right? I thought I was doing it just fine. So I had to stop offering waxes, and I had to learn how to properly do a hand wax or offer now we call them paint enhancements. Once I mastered that, it was available for clients to purchase. And at that point, I was only charging like $50 for this. My interior details were $50. My hand waxes were $50. My engine bays were like $20. Um, you know, and it takes me back to when I started. But even years later, I still don't have more businesses because I want to truly just give my best. And if I don't know how to do something, I would never offer it, right? Which leads me to a question that a viewer asked on Instagram, and that was, "Hey, are you planning on opening your own landscaping business? Right? Is that something you're planning on doing?" And it's something that's in the works. It's in the mind. When will I do it? Who knows? Because again, it takes me a lot for me to give in and say, "Okay, let's do it." I'm just not a guy that says, "Okay, I started a landscaping business." You know, I'm more of a guy that truly thinks about the process, thinks about the pros and the cons. Should I offer it, right? I need to learn pricing. I need to learn how to master the trimmer, the 360, because I suck at driving the 360. I ain't gonna lie. That's why I only use a push mower. But it's all those things that I think about before I ever pull the trigger into a business. Now, yes, I jumped into car detailing out of a limb. I quit my job, no money saved, and I said, I'm going to go start a car detailing business, right? How did that work out for me? I would say it started great, then it went downhill, and then it started to go back up, right? And I'm blessed to say I'm still here. But I don't recommend anybody doing it how I did it, how I approached this opportunity, right? This opportunity just was on a limb. I was frustrated. I quit my car wash job after 17 years, and I said, I'm just gonna do this, right? Now, I think I now think about truly the pros and cons of starting a business, right? I want to make sure that I'm offering truly that service, but I don't support those detailers that literally start a car detailing business. Now they're offering, now they're offering wrap, and they're offering PPF all within just short months, right? Because what's gonna happen is you're not truly giving yourself time to grow, right? You're just pushing product to make money. And you're gonna notice something about me is I don't agree with businesses just pushing money, because their quality is gonna come. Something's got to give. Either you're gonna give poor quality because of lack of knowledge, lack of mastering the skill, right? Or you're just gonna be winging it, right? But should I offer another business opportunity, it would probably be landscaping. I truly have enjoyed helping my father these past, a year and a half, I think. And I have enjoyed it. And I've always said, I think I would love to start a landscaping business. I would probably name it Saucing Lawns, or the Sauce Lawns. I don't know. But it has to include something with serrano sauce. You guys already know. But I hope a lot of you guys have an amazing Friday. It is, I don't know how this weather's going to turn out. It looks like right here, the sun wants to come out, and it literally looks dark right ahead of me. We do have some chance of thunderstorms. We'll see what it is. Yesterday, some areas had tornadoes. It was yesterday. It was Texas is one of the states that you never know what's gonna happen. There was like no rain in the forecast, and out of nowhere, like at 3 p.m., it got dark, and then all these areas started getting crazy storms. Some places got tornadoes. It's just crazy, y'all. The lawn saucer. That's actually a good one. Saucy lawns. Okay. Yeah. So, eventually, that's the goal. Haven't pulled the trigger. That's because I'm a very late bloomer. I'm always late to the party, but eventually we will get there, right? A lot of people have said, bro, have you ever thought of opening your own shop? Of course I have. You know, would I be successful? I don't know, because I only offer just correction coatings, interior details, right? Three things. In order for me to fully have a shop, in my opinion, I feel like I think I could pull it off with just those three things. But in order to fully give the best, you have to get into window tinting. You have to get into PPF, into wrapping, right? So that those things can generate you more money, right? So that's one of the reasons why I haven't pulled the trigger on a shop, and that is because I would rather go get some training somewhere, invest in. If I ever do, that's probably going to be the first paid trainings I ever take, and that's going to be for window tinting and PPF, right? Which one would I choose first? Honestly, I think I would go with window tinting. I feel like the return of investment in window tinting could be quick, because everybody buys a new car daily, and I feel like you can charge. I know back then people used to charge like $100, 150. Now times have changed, so I see some people charging $400, $600. Obviously, that depends on the type of film they use. If it's ceramic tint, right? But I think learning window tinting, I should be able to get my return of investment within a month. From what I see, from what I hear, the rolls are like $1,000 each. I could be wrong. And just imagine you would need to buy like 6 rolls of different percentage. You know, that's something that I would need to, and I hope I take a class that teaches me on, you know, how all this works, right? You're gonna spend this much. This is the cost. This is what you should be charging. The return of investment. So I think that would be the next goal. Is I would love to take a window tinting class, so I could learn that process and add another thing to my brand. That depends if you will be doing limousines too. Oh yeah, but limousines, I feel like they kind of come already tinted. But I wouldn't mind. You know, I'm all about learning. Obviously, I have a game plan, and that is to outbeat all my competitors in the beginning stages of any of my business ventures. That means everybody charging $50 for a lawn, I'm gonna do them for $30 for a lawn, for a 1-year subscription. I'm gonna charge everybody $30. Too much money? All right, I'm gonna do it for $20, but you have to get it weekly. That's $20 a week if you want that deal. But I will outbeat all my competitors, just like I did when I started car detailing. I was the cheapest, but it got my name out there, and they said, "Hey, this guy's the guy to go to. His services are amazing. The quality's there." That's kind of how I would attack the same thing if I was to start a landscaping business. I would find a way to get those clients through the door, hook them, give exceptional services, do something different that a lot of these landscaping companies don't do, and hopefully they stay with me, right? Obviously, the $30 entry price is just for a year, right? After a year, we'll go right back to our normal pricing, which is going to be $50, right? That's an increase of a couple dollars. Not a couple dollars, but an increase of a good amount, right? But hopefully they see the value to where they're like, you know, you've been amazing. You gave us an amazing deal in the beginning of the year. We saved money, so they should be able to have that revenue, have that money to pay for the future launch, right? Some limousines do, and incredibly, as it sounds, some don't. They prefer tinting them. Yeah, yep. So it's all about just learning the system, learning how much you could charge. But that would be the goal, in my opinion. Is I would love to learn tinting next. I found a guy that I used to service. He does tinting as well, and he told me, "Hey, you could be my apprentice. I can teach you the way, or I can teach you how I do it, right? And you can." He's like, "I have no problem in showing you because I know you're gonna venture out and maybe uh, do it for your business." So I honestly like that option of being the apprentice. The only thing with that is it's a bit tough because when he has tints, I have to work, right? So it's more of like when I will get to do it. I'm in that stage of detailing. Everybody is getting a great deal just to get the business and experience. Exactly. Gain experience, gain knowledge. All of that is just going to make you better, right? Because once you're ready to just level up, meaning, all right, all these years you guys have been getting an amazing deal because I was still in the learning phase. I was learning the business. I was just mastering this craft. Now, guess what? You get to make that the good money, right? That good financial stability money. In the beginning, I knew it. I was the cheapest, and yeah, I was making a lot of money, right? But I was always also killing myself, right? Because I was working so much every day that I never had a day off, right? So I was cheap, but I knew the goal was to in a couple of years, my pricing is gonna skyrocket. A lot of people are gonna leave, but now we're gonna live much better by working less. At the end of the day, not everybody has the same goals as me. I want to work less, make more money, and go home, and that's it. That's where I'm at today. Now you have other detailers that want to just work, 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 money, 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 but they don't enjoy it, if that makes sense. Ralph Van Pelt, YouTube, and is a great teacher. Several here in Puerto Rico to training with him, and they've been doing great installs, and they don't bubble up. Nice, nice. Yeah, if I was to ever take a class, I'll be honest, it would probably be with Car Supplies Warehouse. I think they still offer that training of window tinting. Um, or if I ever see like entering giveaways, I might just enter all these giveaways to hopefully get a class. But if I was to take one, honestly, it would probably be from Chicago Auto Pros, from Jason Otterness, if he still offers those classes. Because I've met him in person, and I enjoyed the talk. And I'm one of the people that if I enjoyed the talk with you, and I would rather support you rather than somebody that I've never met, even though they have the baddest marketing, the baddest videos of installations, and to me that don't move me. But I know a lot of detailers, they are all about the showboating. Man, this guy has a. They'll be like, man, this guy has a badass channel. This guy has a badass videos of installing and training, and I'm like, yeah, that's just for. But in reality, it's different, right? That happens in our YouTube field, man. Like everybody out here praising all these YouTube detailers for their amazing work, and I'm like, bro, when does he work? Like I hardly see him work. I see him just talk about products. Like, what's so amazing about that? But it's because they have that quality image, the quality videos that obviously to a lot of the detailers, it catches their eyes, right? And they're all about that. Man, I can't wait. Then they get there and they're like, man, that training was all right, bro. Like, of course. I already knew that. He has been installing for over 20 years and training people. Nice, nice. But again, I don't care about experience, how long you've been doing it. I care more about like just who you are personally. That's just the type of person I am. Like literally, everybody will be like, "Bro, this guy has so many years experience. You gotta check him out." That I don't. That just it don't excite me at all. Shit, you could have 40 years in this business, and some of the stuff you be preaching, I'm just like, what? But again, people just do this for just showboating, for it, just education. But it's like there's just things that I see some people do, and I'm like, bro, what? But again, that's just my opinion. But I hope a lot of you guys have an amazing day. Hey, shout out to you, 8 people that watched today for 25 minutes. I appreciate it. We're gonna keep growing, hopefully down the road to maybe 9 people. So it's always appreciated. It's always loved. I appreciate all of you guys' time. But we're gonna log off. We're almost to our first lawn where I meet my dad because he has a trailer and stuff. But today I had to bring my truck because I'm gonna bring the trailer back. It's gonna be a busy day. But anyways, you guys have a great day. You guys be safe. God bless you. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one.